Hi there, this is Fiona, and I am going to give you an introduction to my own practical magic, my genius, what I am here for. Thank you for listening. Um, I'm here in this group because I've seen its full potential and its purpose. So I hope that you will join me in just really appreciating all of that, what is going to be coming about. My passion is to help others build a really strong relationship with themselves, with their inner selves. And that means to be defined as your soul, which means that you can go through life in flow and you evolve to be able to create magic wherever you go with whatever you do. That happened for me when I was guided to come and live in France. But first of all, I was guided with a voice that woke me up back in year 2000. And I was sleeping quite happily, and this voice came inside me and basically filled up the whole room saying, "Do you want to be doing this in 5 years' time?" And I was like, "No." The voice came again. "Do you want to be doing this in 3 years' time?" I was like, no. Couldn't believe what I was saying. And then it said, "Do you want to be doing this in 1 year's time?" I was like, hell no. And I couldn't believe what I was saying because I'd just gone through a private separation with my partner, and he was also a partner in my business company. And I was holding on for dear life to this company called Vision Source. Now, this was like selling cameras and monitors, anything that you can't see. I was enabling you the equipment to see. And that's basically what I do now as well. I was driving down the road probably about 3 years ago. I was saying, what am I here for? What am I doing? And it was like the vision from Source, the Vision Source. I'm like, that's hilarious. That's the name of my company when I was in Oxford. Anyway, I digress. Since then, I traveled the world with a rucksack on my back at age 39, 40, searching for what life was all about, thinking it was all about work and hard work and earning money and, having a house and everything else. And I ended up in France. No job. I just bought a house, but I didn't speak French. And I'm like, why am I here? I was also the mother of a newborn. I had a 1-month-old baby, and I had no support for that baby around me. I didn't know anything about babies. So I had to learn it all. I had to listen to myself, my intuition, my totem animal, and understand what that crying was about. Why are you hungry? Why are you crying? And that's why I'm becoming to do what I do now. When I was traveling, I did this colon cleanse and detox protocol in Thailand, which I absolutely loved. And I wanted to be able to repeat that, but couldn't find it anywhere online. I thought, you know what, I'm going to write it. I'm going to do it myself. So I did. And this is the home detox box that I now use, which I'm relaunching, by the way, because it's not just about a clean body. It's about how you evolve into your creator self, into really being connected with yourself, the ultimate body connection. So anyway, like arriving in France, doing all of that, understanding that now I help others to clean up. Now, clean up their bodies, but clean up their mind and really get in connection with their soul, with their spirit. And I see how it's evolved me, and I see how it's evolved other people. And the book, the home detox box, the book, the guide, everything it's to do with, wants to touch 1 million souls to help them evolve. And often when we're living in a clear, pure body, that's so much easier because we've got the gut bacteria that's actively giving us gut feelings and sensation and intuition, as well as these microorganisms, which are basically your connection to God, your superconscious. From that, I was able to feel into people when they were talking to me about their problems to do with weight or sciatica or, overcoming cancer, whatever it was. I realized that I could feel into people's bodies. And I was like, what is that? What can I feel in your solar plexus? What is that? And then another story would come out of this hate or this anger or this event or something. So I was listening to their bodies. And then, so that then progressed later on to being able to do business readings, to do readings into your health, readings into your life. And I remember when I was first got the inkling to do this, I was going, but I don't do that. And they were like, it's okay, because we do that. You are just receiving the information and you translate it. Okay. So that's how this has all come about. And these business readings, these body whisperings, are basically the vision that Source wants for you. And this is where it all comes full circle. And I'm sure you've experienced the same thing, that sometimes it just has to come full circle. I was then guided to write a book. And the book is, first of all, it was called Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And then now it's called Practical Magic Life, because this is basically where I've unraveled a lot of the muck and a lot of the stuff that was going on, the stuff I was holding on to that I had to let go of. And then I got a clear view of what I really wanted instead. So I became the creator. So much so that I became a creator of my own life and my own circumstances. Now, I've written about selling houses and buying houses. And even though I didn't know what I was doing at the time, I fired the agent. I leapt without the safety net. I fired the agent. I'm like, do you know what? The only person who can create this sale is me. I can do it way better than anyone else. Living in France, in French, as a single mum now with 2 boys, I went, sod it. It hasn't sold with any of these agents for 3 years. I'm going to do it myself. And I got guidance and I got information. And what I realized was, since then, looking back, I've bought houses and I've sold houses. I've known exactly the area that I want to live in. I known exactly the number of bedrooms I wanted, what kind of garden I wanted, how big, flat, whatever. If it was cyclable to the beach, for example, down a dead end, so it was a nice quiet road, for the exact price that I wanted to sell my house and the exact price I wanted to buy my house. That taught me so much that I am the creator. That's when I fire the agent or I fire the coach and I'm just like, do you know what? I know how to do this. I'm going to do this myself. And that's exactly what I've done. And this is what I call practical magic, because you get to be the creator. I've created partners. I've created opportunities, and I can now thread a needle, even if I can't with my eyes see the end of the needle. I'm like, you know what to do, please do it for me. And the next time the thread goes through. If we're playing society games with the kids in a weekend on somebody's birthday, we've got 4 teenagers in the house. My partner has 2 boys and I have 2 boys. Created my partner so that he would have boys the same age as mine. We now play society games and they keep saying, oh God, Mum, you're such a cheat. Because if they put a name of a character on my head, I'm like, oh, I'm fed up of asking all these questions. Is she an actress? Is she a singer, or male or female, cartoon, whatever? I'll just kind of like, ooh, let me feel into the character that's written on my head, and I'll say it the next time round. I'm like, oh, Princess Leia. They're like, oh my God, you're such a cheat, Mum. How do you do that? Anyway, that's the fun of living in a practical magic life. I'm still moonlighting as a mum. I'm still moonlighting as a businesswoman. I'm still moonlighting as a coach for the ultimate body connection. I've authored books on gut repair and health and knowing how to be awakened with the superconscious. I've got more coming. There's one about conscious parenting. So this is where your children are soul connected and they know how to create. So they're not going to go through education blindly. They're going to know what they want to create. This is such a valuable, valuable tool. The same as for everything else. I love being alive now. I love my life and imagining all the wild possibilities. And I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you and doing a reading for you, I hope, of your business and what your business wants to tell you. It doesn't have to be your business. I'm here to do readings for your business, your body, or your beloveds. I didn't know that was what I was going to be doing. That's just part and parcel of what I do. But being conscious in your business is absolutely what I stand for. Being conscious in your life is absolutely what I stand for. If you've got a symptom, get to the bottom of the symptom. Find out what your body is showing you with that symptom. This is being consciously aware of how you're living in every single aspect of your life. Anyway, I'm Fiona Robertson. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for allowing me to reintroduce myself.